Hello there and welcome back to ITH and welcome to what for me is a very special video. You see, this very yellow machine that I'm sitting on here is the Porsche 718 Boxster T. Now that's not remarkable in itself. What is remarkable is that this is my first Porsche official press car, and I have to say a huge thank you to every one of you watching, because if it wasn't for you guys watching, liking, subscribing, all that kind of stuff, we wouldn't get these amazing cars like we have. So thank you very much. Keep watching, keep subscribing, and speaking of which, let's get on with doing this review. I'm in a convertible, the roof must be down, it's the law. So, what is the Boxster T? You see, Porsche have been very clever with how they position these cars. You see, there is the base Boxster and there was the Boxster S. That's how it used to be. Then they brought out this GTS model. Now the GTS model was a combination of all the best options stuck onto a car, or the most popular options as well, stuck onto the car and basically sold for a bit cheaper than they would be together. Now that's what they've done as well with this Boxster T. So we have got racing yellow paint, very, very nice. This stands out like, well, it stands like a yellow car on a grey day. I didn't really think that through, did I? Anyway, so yeah, this is racing yellow. You have got the black-tipped, ow, that's hot, black-tipped sports exhaust down there, little moving spoiler, very nice. And around here you've got grey 20-inch Carrera S alloy wheels, very nice. Again, all of this is standard. So sitting under here you've got the, oh, you're going to test me now, the PTV, which is Porsche Torque Vectoring. So what that does is there's a limited slip differential, so it makes sure that things don't slip and torque goes to different wheels and all that stuff. You've also got Porsche Active Suspension Management, PASM as people call it, which drops the car 20 millimeters over the standard Boxster, keeps everything going, makes it wonderful when you're driving it. You've got these lovely, rather attractive graphics down the side that say 718 Boxster T. Wish I didn't say 718, not a fan of that, but that's it really. You get standard xenon headlights on here. Yeah, I mean, it just looks fantastic. The fact that you've got all the bright yellow paint and all the slightly darker accents really works. I'm a huge fan of the fact that these wheels are not black. These are dark grey. I cannot stand black wheels. You know what, when the 718 was brought out after the, I believe it was the 981 version, the previous generation, initially I sort of went meh, in case you missed that, meh. You know, there was, the lights were a bit fussy, there was a new badge at the back. I thought the front end was a bit weird with its long, elongated, weird light bits. But oh, since having this and sitting there and looking at it, it just looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously the yellow paint helps because yellow looks faster. It's called racing yellow. It looks faster. It probably is faster. And you know what? I'm not going to talk about the exhaust yet. What we're going to talk about now is we're going to hop inside, because that's where the majority of the options are on this car, and they really, 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 really are very nice. What they've actually done here is very clever, because there are big grouped options, and for about just over £3,000 you've got the 718 interior package and the interior package in racing yellow. Now what that gives you are these lovely sports seats here, which are black leather on the outside of them with this lovely racing yellow stitching. Now that racing yellow stitching and black leather goes all over the dash, the door cards, all over the place, you know, the top of the binnacle here. Really brings out the colour. It really does look great. I mean, I'm a huge fan of black leather with yellow stitching anyway. It looks brilliant in cars, but it really does set it off in this, along with things like the racing yellow seat belts, and one of the Boxster T things here are these lovely fabric door pulls instead of a metal or plastic handle. You get these fabric door pulls, all of which they all come together, along with, now then, the lovely, lovely seat fabric on this car. Now this is again part of the 718T interior package, which, I mean, it looks like a bit like a yuppie's suit from the 80s, but with the pinstriping, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, and also, I don't really like leather seats on cars. I find them uncomfortable in summer, especially when you've got a convertible like this. This has got heated seats, which is brilliant. So it means that you can have a warm bottom when you want, but when you get in the car in the summer, the seat isn't going to rip the skin off the back of your legs. So, looking at some more spec on this thing, we've got park assist front and rear. That is a chunky £623. We have cruise control at £228. Wow. We have 2-zone climate control. Why do you need 2-zone climate control in a car of this size? Don't understand that one myself, but that's £539. Those heated seats I mentioned before, they are £294. You've got Isofix on the passenger seat there, which I think is fantastic. As somebody who has children things going on, that's ace, because I can put my daughter in there and she'd absolutely love it. And we've got the Bose surround sound system, which is £834. Oh, and the rather funky Sport Chrono thing, which is a timer and gives you launch control and all that kind of gubbins, which that's £245, and the Bose is £834. What you have got in this car is the PCM communications nav system thing in the main unit there. That's actually a no-cost option, because you can opt to not have it, and you can opt to have it if you want. There you go. That's the big. Oh, and there's a 64-litre fuel tank for £84 as well, which to me seems like a bit of a no-brainer. Get a bigger fuel tank, go further. Right. So that's covered the outside, the inside, what sort of car it is. Suppose I should just drive the thing. So what does all that mean when it comes to these options? Well, basically the list price of this car is just a smidge over £53,000, and it's just a smidge under £60,000 with all of those options, which, you know, is it quite a lot of money? Yes, it is, but that's the price of cars these days. You know, you can get a BMW 320D is about 45 grand, so this sounds like really good value to me. Now you could win a Porsche 718 Boxster T for just £2.55. That's right, you go onto the botb.com website, you have to be 16 years older or over, you can be anywhere in the world, and they give away someone's dream car every single week. So yeah, £2.55, that to me is a real bargain. Now get over there and get some tickets. Right, onto a slightly less pleasant aspect to talk about with this Boxster T, the engine. Yes, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. If you've not driven the previous 6-cylinder version of this car, you would have absolutely no clue at all about what that one sounded like. So yeah, what we have is a flat 4 turbocharged engine, 300 horsepower, which is 297 brake horsepower, or 296, he says looking at his stat sheet, 296. 380 newton meters of torque, and it hits 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds. Top speed of 170 miles an hour. Now what's interesting is those stats in terms of the acceleration, power, torque are almost identical to my Leon Cooper that I drive. So, and its weighs about the same as well. So it's very interesting in terms of performance for me. According to the stat sheet, it'll do about 38 to the gallon. If I scroll through here, yeah, well, actually that's bang on. I have averaged 36.2, which is not bad given that I've done quite a bit of motorway miles, but I have also been driving the door handles off this. So that is not bad. I would be happy with 35, 36 to the gallon. Now the biggest problem that internet idiots seem to have is with the sound of this. Because nobody could argue that this is a great engine for driving, because there's tons of low down torque, it revs, I mean, I think it's a fantastic thing to throw around. The tractability of the engine is brilliant. I really do enjoy it. Yeah, okay, at startup it sounds a bit rough and a bit gruff, but I mean, honestly, who really cares about that other than people who like to sit in fields revving their engines? This is a really quite a fun sounding engine. Okay, so this has got the sports exhaust, so obviously it sounds better. The biggest issue I've got actually is with people saying it doesn't sound as good. Oh, the 981 flat 6 was amazing. It was the best engine in the world. Oh, everything nasal. I mean, seriously, it is ridiculous to compare this to the old engine. You could say quite conclusively that Elvis sounds better than Justin Bieber. But you know what? Elvis is dead. And so's the old 981 engine. Now, usually when you buy a sports car like this, generally people don't often think about practicality that much. But when it comes to this, the new 718 Boxster, it's actually really quite practical. Okay, there's only 2 seats inside, but up front you've got 150 litres of boot space, and at the back 125 litres. Now, the one at the back is wider and shallower. The one at the front, because it's got the wheels turning in there, you know, in that whole area, that is thinner but really deep. So that total of 275 litres, that's quite a lot. That's more than an Audi TT has got with the seats up, just as an example. As an example of a car that's a similar setup to this, say the Alpine A110, that has got just under 100 at the front and 100 at the back, so quite a bit less. So it's a big tick for Porsche on that one. So in case you're wondering what I was talking about when I said this is quite a very deep boot at the front, and how big 150 litres is, it's about this big. Yeah, I'm not going to try and close that. So how does this thing handle? Well, it's a small, mid-engined Porsche developed over about the last 20 years. How do you think it drives? It's just fantastic. Oh, here's the hairpin. Oh, it's just amazing. It's like it's directly connected to my brain. Absolutely loving it. So this is one of those wonderful cars that actually has quite a lot of different personalities. Down on the steering wheel here, you have this little dial, which is so well engineered. It's just, it clicks and it moves. Oh, it's just a beautiful bit of engineering. But that can change between normal and sport, sport plus, and individual. What it does into sport and into sport plus is each time it just tightens everything up a little bit more, gives you a bit more noise from the exhaust as well, which is very nice to have. The relationship between the wheel and the seats are incredibly comfortable. The pedals to the wheel, so much adjustment as well. Really is very, very good. You feel really confident when you're driving it as well, which just makes everything seem better because you feel comfy, you feel confident in the way that you can handle the car. Special mention has to go to, of course, the gearbox, because this one has got a 6-speed manual. Now, been well documented how much, you know, I love the DSG gearboxes and PDK in Porsches specifically. They are fantastic gearboxes. But there's something about this being the sort of basic pared back driver's version of this. It really does suit it down to the ground to have this manual gearbox. So, not that I'm using it now, but enabling you to really grab this thing and really enjoy every last little bit of performance. Get in! Okay, so that was the Porsche 718 Boxster T. I've been driving this thing around and I just flipping love it, which I think is an abject lesson that you should just basically don't listen to people on the internet, make up your own mind, which is slightly foolish because I'm on the internet now talking to you. But anyway, moving on, we need to mention that this car, you can win one. You could just go onto botb.com and for £2.55, you could have this car, not this exact one, but you could have a Boxster T sitting on your drive for just £2.55. So go to botb.com and get some tickets. Thank you very, very much for watching. Another ITH video in the bag, and please like, subscribe, all that jazz. We have got more reviews and lots of silly stuff probably coming your way very, very soon. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Now, one of the big things that, literally the quietest place in the world, just as I start talking, fucking aeroplane. Can I fit in the boot? You see, that's how big it is. Oh, I'm gonna do that. Yes.